Now that our skin prep is done, let's start on our bald cap. For this, I'll be using an HD wig cap. Why? Number one, it is super stretchy. And number two, it is far more sheer and transparent, as you can see, compared to traditional wig caps. Because they're so thin, HD caps require less effort to blend into the skin and under your lace. Now let's put her on and cut out our ear holes. I'll be using a pair of scissors for this. On one side, I'm going to gently pull down the cap so it covers my ear. I'm going to make a tiny slit in the cap towards the back of my ear right here. I cut more towards the back because cutting too far forward can leave a hole that's too big or uneven. While still holding the cap in place and covering my ears, I use my finger to gently wiggle and guide my ear through the small hole that we just made. The cap should easily stretch enough for you to pull your ear through. If not, you can cut a little bit more of the cap until your ear can easily pass through. Also, don't wear big earrings while you're doing this because, as you can see, mine got stuck and I had to take them off. Once you're done, your cap should lay flat around your ears just like this. Now we have to repeat these steps to the other side. Now let's melt the cap and secure it on our heads. I'll be using this adhesive spray by Eben, but feel free to use whatever melting spray or adhesive spray of your choice. I'm spraying the adhesive spray right along my hairline and then using my finger to spread it out. This step is what melts the cap onto your skin and makes it less visible under your lace. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to blow dry this on cool air until it is completely dry. The reason we use cool air when drying down any adhesive is because hot air can melt the glue a little too fast. This can cause lifting and even irritate your skin. Using cool air helps the glue to turn tacky slowly and gives you a stronger, longer lasting hold. Once the adhesive is completely dry, we can now cut off the excess cap we have in the front. I start by placing my thumb underneath the cap in the middle of my forehead like this. And then I start by making a small slit in the cap right above my thumb. From there, I continue the cut all around to the side of my ear. When I get to the side, I'm going to remove the section of the cap that covers my ears. To do this, you just have to cut off this little piece of the cap right here, and then one side should be free like this. Now all we have to do is repeat this on the other side. I did end up switching from my scissors to an eyebrow razor because those scissors were really pointy at the end and they were scratching up my face. Once you're done cutting your cap, you should have something in the front that looks like this, like a little headband that you could just slip over your head. I'm going to adjust this to where I want it to stay and then cut off any additional pieces that do not lay flat. Now you might say, this is too much. Why even cut the cap this way? Why not just cut it regularly and just snip everything off at once? I do this on purpose because cutting the cap this way helps the cap to stay secure in the back while keeping all of my hair covered underneath. This just gives me a little extra assurance that my hair will remain securely tucked away under the cap while it's under my wig, and also that the cap stays securely in place and does not shift or move around. Now we can go ahead and cut off the excess cap that is remaining. I pinch the edge and then slightly peel up the cap to where I want to cut it. If you have long nails, you can as well use tweezers to help you grip the cap and peel it back a little more. Essentially, just follow the natural shape of your edges or your hairline. I like to leave about a centimeter or two of cap in front of my hairline, but you can cut off as much or as little of the cap as you want to. Once you're done cutting off the excess cap right up to your hairline, it should look something like this. Now our bald cap is almost done. We just have one more thing to do, and that is to tint the cap so that it matches our skin. I'm using my foundation powder to do this, and first I'm going to concentrate it right on top of that band because that is what would show up the most underneath the lace, and from there I'm going to spread out the foundation powder and tint the rest of the cap. As I'm blending, I'm not bringing the powder all the way to the front. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in front of the cap where I know I'm going to put my glue, because I don't want any oils from the foundation powder or anything to mess with the adhesion of the glue or the longevity of my install. So I just like to leave a little bit of the cap in front untinted. This part is completely optional and more of a personal preference for me. So if you don't want to do this, you can completely just skip this part. Now put on your wig, because there's one more step we have to do to ensure that our bald cap blends seamlessly under our lace. Once you have your wig on, adjust it to where you want it to sit on your forehead, and also make sure that it is centered. Our next step after this is to cut out the ear tabs, also known as the excess lace that lays over or covers your ears. This is going to make a big difference in comfort. We are slowly going to trim a half moon shape following the curvature of our ear. To make this process a little bit easier as a total beginner, you can use your fingers to mark the area or use a white eyeliner pencil to trace around your ear so that you have a visible guideline that you can just follow. Make sure to tie up the hair or clip away the section of hair that is closest to your ear to avoid cutting too much of the actual wig hair off, as well as it gives you better visibility so you don't end up cutting too deep into the wig tracks. With small scissors, cut a vertical slit in the lace right near the ear, then slowly begin to trim off the extra lace following the natural curvature of your ear. Keep your scissors angled and close to your head, but go slow. This ensures that you don't cut off too much lace. You want to cut off just enough so that the lace sits comfortably around your ear. Once you get to the end of the lace, you should be able to just easily pull it off. The lace should now comfortably fit around your ears. Now all we have to do is repeat the same process to the other side. As you're cutting, make sure to keep your wig centered and make sure that both sides are symmetrical. Feel free to try the wig back on and adjust if needed. Now that our ear tabs are done and our wig is sitting properly, we need to now clean up the wig cap that is peeking through the lace. HD lace is extremely transparent, so if there's any wig cap or stocking cap that is showing underneath, it definitely will be visible, whether in person or on camera. So let's just take a second to look closely at our lace frontal, especially the edges near your forehead, temples, and sideburns. Look for any part of the cap that extends beyond the hairline of the wig. It often appears as a lighter or more opaque line under the lace. So now let's fix this. I rolled back the lace to expose the wig cap underneath. Then I'm going to grab a small, sharp pair of scissors as well as my tweezers. Using the tweezers will help me to easily hold on to and peel back the front edge of the wig cap. And then I bring in my scissors to easily snip away the excess cap. Take your time with this and cut off a little bit at a time. We only want to cut off the part of the cap that is sticking out beyond the frontal hairline, not the lace itself, not any of your hair or the wig's hair. And again, don't rush this. Work in tiny snips, especially near the temple area to avoid jagged edges. Once you're through with that, put your wig back on and adjust it to where you want it to lay on your forehead. Now we're going to do a final check. Look again at your frontal. If the lace looks seamless with no light or dark patches underneath or that are protruding beyond your wig's hairline, you are now ready to move on to blending and melting. I did go back and cut off a little bit more of my cap underneath, and that's pretty much it. From here, you can move on to adding your layers of glue.